Customer Service Award for highest client ratings, D Magazine's Best Realtor, 5-star Professional Award, and several other recognitions for her success and service to clients. Join her each week as she meets with the top community influencers to help you get to know the area you want to call home. Don't just love your home, love your community. And now, here's your host, Kimberly Woodard.
Good afternoon, viewers. I'm so excited about today's podcast. You're going to learn so much about an organization here and dear to my heart in Plano. I've got Nancy Humphreys here, and she is the Executive Director for the Hendricks Scholarship Foundation. Welcome, Nancy.
Well, thank you for having me, Kimberly. This is exciting to be here. Thank you.
I'm so glad to have you here and for you to share information about this organization to my viewers.
Awesome.
So let's first talk about Nancy. Who is Nancy?
I don't like having to talk about myself, but okay.
Yes. So, let's tell the viewers a little bit. Before you became the executive director for Hendricks, you had some background and that really helped you with this role.
Okay. Well, sure. I actually have served for 10 years on the Plano ISD Board of Trustees in various capacities throughout the years and worked legislatively. I have partnered with other higher ed individuals at the legislative level, so we kind of have some good connections there. I feel like I'm connected in the community in a way, and education is a passion for me, and I understand that education is the way for individuals to be successful in life.
Right. And that kind of brings us to the Hendricks Scholarship Foundation and how you got into this organization. So, Hendricks was founded, and the reason it's named Hendricks is because of the former superintendent, Dr. Hendricks, which I have to say he was there when I was in Plano. Now I'm aging myself.
No, you're not.
So I always thought it was dear to my heart because I was participating in something that was named after one of the superintendents when I was going through the schools. But let's go into the mission and what about the Hendricks Scholarship Foundation.
Okay. Well, Dr. Hendrick was our superintendent in Plano ISD for 30 years, 1961 to 1991. Did he manage a little bit of change?
Yes.
I think so. And I have to credit him with a lot of the success of Plano ISD overall. But he had a mission that the circumstances that a child is born into, as far as economic stability of the family, should not limit their opportunity to go to college.
Right.
And so some of the leaders in Plano, upon Dr. Hendricks' retirement, decided to honor him with the Hendricks Scholarship Foundation. And they had one student who they brought into the Scholarship Foundation to take through college and support him and mentor him through the process. And it's grown over the years to where we now have 66 students on scholarship.
Wow. That's a good number. The mentoring. And what's neat about this organization, and we'll go to your point, is the mentoring. So many scholarship foundations that are out there, you apply, your kids apply for them, they get a scholarship, and that's about it. They get their check, and they never hear anything. So let's, to kind of dive into a little bit more about, how this organization is different for our students and how it's, what, the mission of the board is to really make these people, these potential people in the workforce successful.
Exactly.
Individuals.
Exactly. And, it has an economic impact on the state of Texas economy. Or an impact on the economy. But what we do, we understand that you can't just hand a student a check and say good luck, because the students we serve are not necessarily, you're not getting a scholarship because your GPA average. You're getting it because you are in need of a scholarship. And so we have a set of students that needs that extra support through the process throughout their entire journey of college. And so we provide a coach, an academic coach for every student. We call them a success coach.
Yes.
Every student has a trusted adult that helps them and mentors them through the process. They have periods or touch points throughout the semester. They check in with their coach, and that is part of the secret sauce that makes our organization successful.
Yes.
The other part of it is we have a full-time academic advisor on staff, and she meets with our students every semester, gives them academic advising on their degree plan, making sure they're on track.
Right.
Because what's ironic is if you look at the entire state of Texas right now, all students,
Yes.
26% of them graduate 6 years after high school with some sort of post-secondary credential.
Wow.
All right. The state has an initiative to do 60 by 30. They want that number to be 60% by 2030.
Wow.
That's a huge undertaking.
Huge.
But what I would say is the Hendrick Scholarship Foundation really helps out in that regard. 26% of all students graduate from college in 6 years. But if economically disadvantaged students, that number is only 12%.
Oh, wow.
So we are helping move the needle with those students because we understand you can't just hand them a check. Right. You've got to be there with them through the journey.
Right.
And we also offer life skills training workshops in financial literacy, budgeting, how to sign a lease, how to apply for the federal aid, things like that.
And I think one point to make with what makes it different too is the demographics that do apply for the scholarships. Many of these students are the first in their family to ever further their education out of high school.
Right.
And so, having that mentor that understands what they're going through is a good backbone. They need that because they don't necessarily have that from the home, not, in a negative way, but they do need that of what they're going through. And a lot of these students also work 40-hour jobs to support not themselves, but their actual families, units.
Exactly.
And so it's a different, a whole different ball game. And I think people don't, and a lot of people in our audience don't really think of Plano having this disadvantaged, segment in the city, but we do.
We do, and it's hard to
greater.
It's hard to always see that when you drive through, Legacy West or some of these very affluent areas.
Right.
But my data from what I know in the school district is on any given day, we have 30% economically disadvantaged students based on the free and reduced lunch program. And if you counted students in our district who are considered homeless, there are 500 on any given day. That's a number that I don't think a lot of people realize. No. So there's a great need, and we're trying to help fill that need.
Right.
And you're right, the students sometimes are working.
Yes.
And we give them a 6-year window to complete a baccalaureate degree.
Okay.
That gives them that ability to work and go to school if they need. And we try to be there, that coach, to support them because not everybody's parent really is encouraging them to be in college.
Right.
And they don't see the benefit at the end of 4 years or 6 years, but we're helping them get that support that they may not be getting from home.
And I think that's a wonderful thing. And we're also encouraging them, making them successful, making them a successful individual to bring up our numbers in the state of Texas.
Well, and you're probably going to laugh at me. I'm kind of a numbers geek because I'm an accountant by trade. And this is a great visual. Think of a student who graduates with a baccalaureate degree, and a student who does not have a baccalaureate degree. The overall earnings differential in a lifetime is $1 million in constant dollars right now. That has economic impact. So if we can help students gain that credential to have that workforce, we will be not only helping these students, but the overall economy in Collin County and beyond.
Oh, definitely. Well, let's talk about some of our students that are in the program.
Okay.
Because that's, such a joy. And I always have such an amazing time meeting these students. Usually, we'll meet them at events and, the once a year holiday event.
Right.
And talking to them. And I'm so impressed with some of these students' degrees.
Right.
I'm like, wow, what is that? I'm just shocked.
Right.
And they are very intelligent and very inspired individuals, seeking, a really, high plateau. So.
Right. Well, they have the desire, the grit, and the determination.
Yes.
They just lack the financial and maybe
that's
some of the stewarding. But some of the students we have right now, and I know this because I'm writing the checks to the colleges this week.
Yes.
We're writing tuition checks. And so one student is at University of Texas Austin, and she is studying veterinary medicine, pre-vet. Nice. And then we have we run the gamut. I would say 20% of our students are in education.
Okay.
And maybe about 18% are in healthcare. Mm-hmm. And then the balance, a lot of them are in engineering.
Yes.
And then we have a smattering of others. We have one student who's at Dallas Baptist University, and you probably saw him at Taste last year. He's a musician, and he's going to probably wow us with being a music professor somewhere. So amazing kids.
Yes.
Amazing kids.
Well, and it's amazing, the stories of success. And then after, we'll see our graduates come, and that's the biggest reward, is to see them finish their degrees.
Right.
And then where are they now in the jobs that they have and the opportunities. Right. And I do love it too, is that they come back and they're willing to help again. So that's a really nice thing.
Exactly. So. Well, we had, I think 6 students that graduated in the last semester. We had a pretty big number.
Class.
Right. And they don't always graduate at a certain semester, fall or spring. But one of our, and every student we sponsor or provide support to had some hardship they overcame.
Right.
And this one particular student I'm thinking of just finished his degree in computer science. He has cerebral palsy and is handicapped. Wow. But he has a job at American Airlines in their IT department, and he is cooking with gas. He is moving and shaking.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that just shows determination and the willingness to do. And then also the support. I really think that support mechanism is such the caveat that makes this organization so different from everything else, is that support piece.
Absolutely.
They really want the students to be successful. And the mentors, that are there to help them, and the tutors, I mean, they're people that are in the workforce. The tutors, some of them are retired teachers, but the coaches are, they're, working at these big firms and different firms around the area. So they really have that work ethics and really can coach that student.
Right.
So.
I mean, we are very fortunate to live in this area and have our organization here because of the corporate support that we have. It's mainly in volunteering. It's not always necessarily in dollars, but that is the piece that really sets us apart, is having those coaches. I believe that's what roots us to the community and keeps the organization and the student success going.
No, I agree. Well, let's talk about, there's always ways that, we're going to talk about one way that I know people are sitting there going, gosh, this sounds really interesting. This may be something for me. And I'm hoping a lot of my viewers out there. So let's first address, if you are in a corporation, how could a corporation maybe help the organization as maybe, maybe a scholarship?
Well, I'm proud to say we actually have an employee scholarship. The employees have contributed to bring a student through their through the college process from Toyota, and so that's a wonderful thing. I mean, employees have contributed, and it doesn't take volumes of money. It's just a lot of employees giving a little. So that's one way. But the other way is in volunteering. Like I said, we have students who are engineering majors. We could always use people who are professionals in that field who could be a tutor to our students. All right. And also coaching. We could always use a coach that I think the coaches get something back more than the students receive
Right.
in the process of being a coach. I hear that every time I talk to a coach. They're like, wow, this is so enriching for me.
Yes.
And I didn't even expect that when I went into coaching. But helping a student and a young person get through that process is
Right.
just very meaningful.
But we also have some fun events coming up
Absolutely.
to mark your calendar for. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because, we do have North Texas Giving Day, and everyone's out there, looking at an organization that maybe they could give to for North Texas Giving Day. And,
Right.
that was one reason I wanted to share this organization with my audience, is because this is a dear organization to my heart. And I wanted to share it with y'all out there. So maybe if you're looking for an organization to give a North Texas Giving Day, you may consider the Hendricks Scholarship Foundation. So
Right.
let's talk about what you have going on, that fun time. So it starts September 9th through the 19th.
That's right.
And you have some stuff going on.
So you can begin donating online the 9th through the 19th.
Right.
19th is usually the day.
Yes.
And so before the 19th, we're participating with 50 other nonprofits at the Willow Bend Mall.
Okay.
North Texas Performing Arts is hosting a day.
Oh, nice.
And so we will be there to just have fun and promote North Texas Giving Day on Saturday, September 14th from 9 to 5 at the Shops of Willow Bend.
Oh, wonderful.
And then we are having our own watch party. I'm excited.
that's
I
fun.
hope you're there. And we'll have a little wine if you
Yay.
want, because it'll be at Corner Wines in Plano.
Okay.
And people can come, and it's a $10 charge.
Okay.
But they get a free wine or a wine tasting.
And it's a
$10.
great little place. If anyone hasn't been there, it's there on Preston off in Lakeside Shopping Center.
Exactly. And so the owners are generous enough to let us have our event there that night. And they're going to have a discount on some of the bottles of wine for our guests. So it pays for itself in a way.
Yes.
And so we can watch the dollars roll in. And what's exciting is for North Texas Giving Day, I have some individuals who are putting up matching funds.
Oh, wow.
So we can watch our ticker go up, and hopefully those matching funds will lever the dollars that are coming in for that day. So I'm excited that that'll be a successful fundraiser.
Oh, that was going to be so much fun. So, you've got two great events that you can go to. And if you want to even learn more about the organization, you can. Again, we'll have our website at the bottom of my podcast. So you can click on that link. Hendricks also has a big event coming up in the spring, the Taste.
The Taste,
And
correct.
so that will be something that you can look forward to and mark your calendars for its...
I don't have the date yet, but it's
it'll
coming.
Be between February and March-ish time frame.
A little before spring break, hopefully.
So yes, so in that pocket of time for 2020. So wonderful. So I'm so so glad that you're here, Nancy, and we had the time to talk about the Hendricks Scholarship Foundation with my viewers. And again, everyone, please remember this organization during North Texas Giving Day, and consider that this as an organization to give to.
Well, thank you very much, and I have to say thank you for serving on our Board of Trustees.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, cheers, Nancy. Cheers to us,
Kimberly.
and cheers to the Hendricks Scholarship.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in to Community Cocktails with Kimberly. If you'd like to contact Kimberly with your real estate needs, you can reach her at kimberlywoodard.ebby.com. Hope you enjoyed our guests this week. Tune in every first and third Wednesday of the month for insights from industry leaders in your DFW area. Remember, don't just love your home, love your community.